Good afternoon, everybody. I wasn't sure if I was going to come on today because I had medical appointments this morning and lab appointments, and so I asked Mother what she'd like, and she said, well, we haven't had Chinese food. Well, when I was a kid, we didn't have Chinese restaurants, and our Chinese food consisted of what I'm fixing to make. I didn't eat at a real Chinese restaurant till I got as a young adult, and I went with my Auntie Mame, as I called her, to a big city and went into a Chinese restaurant, and the tables, you had to squat down and get on the tables, and they had holes underneath the tables and your legs went down in that. Well, my aunt got down in there and she had a girdle on, and I was just about 14 years old, and we didn't know how we was going to get her out. And finally the old men some way pulled her out of that hole, and that was the first experience I ever had at a elegant Chinese restaurant. And so I'm going to revert back and make the old Chinese, I call it Texas Chinese food. So what we'll do is we'll turn our pan on, give us just a little grease, not a whole lot, because this is supposed to be beneficial, not greasy and all that. Put a little garlic. I always put a little garlic in everything, it seems like. About a teaspoon of garlic. My peppers, you know, them not hot jalapenos, the storm has blowed these off, so I'm going to use one of them just to wash them, and just use them in here just to give it a little kick, even though they're not hot. Supposedly we're going to incorporate them into this and see how that goes. Give it a little Texas flair, as they say. All right. Yeah, you know, I use my great value onions out of the freezer, and then what I don't use, I'll put in the so much easier than having to slice all those onions. And when you're in a time constraint, that's all you need to do. I don't let these get out there. They're still froze, but now today we bought ground round. It was $6.86 for this 1.4 pack. Just saute that just a hair in just a second. This is an upgraded version of that Oriental. Turn that up a little bit. Basically what we're going to do is we're just going to cook this meat down, and I hope everybody's having a good day. We're trying to, best we can do. A few things had come up on my blood work. So I told my physician, I said, I need you to do these tests, order these tests for me so that I can see why about my lipids and cholesterol and all that stuff. Okay, we'll just let that cook down. Now, while that's cooking down there, I'm going to take my microwave bowl, and today I've got one of those rice cookers and I love them, but I don't have time, so I'm going to use this instant white earth grains rice. I'm going to put 2 cups in there. About 2 cups. Now that tells on there you want 2 cups of rice, 2 cups of water makes 4 servings. That's what we want. So we got 2 cups of rice, 2 cups of water. Always put salt in this. And now I'll put that in the microwave. Put that in the microwave for about 5 or 6 minutes. Get this. This is a very easy meal. It's more healthy for you than a lot of stuff. So I'm going to cook this on down. Yes, I got one of my chef pans out. Well, I got 2, just 2 of the same kind. I thought when I'm cooking this hamburger, I want it dispersed, and these Indonesian pans, they really cook down your meat and vegetables and things really well. Okay, now we'll add our salt, about a teaspoon of salt. We'll add about a teaspoon pepper. Now you can add those ramen noodles. I've used them before when I didn't have rice or I wanted a little change. That fried up pretty well. I'll be back. I'm going to drain this. Okay, I drained my meat. Got a lot of that grease off because you don't want to defeat the purpose. Now I'll take my choy stir-fry vegetables. They're just a mix. I'm going to drain them. I'll add those stir-fried mixed vegetables. That's your bean sprouts and bamboo, and sometimes I'll even add an extra can of water chestnuts, but I didn't today. I'm going to turn that up a little bit and let that cook. And what I'm going to do is take about a half a cup of water. And I add my sesame oil. That gives it a little shiny, smoky flavor. That's what I use in my egg drop soups and all that kind of stuff. And I'll put just a half a teaspoon of cornstarch. About a half a teaspoon. Not a whole lot. Well, that's quite a few vegetables. Let's do a whole teaspoon. Now this don't have a recipe, so y'all will have to write this down. Let me get my peas. I buy these Great Value sweet peas. And I just think it needs a little color, so I've already put them in the microwave. And I'm just going to get them in that pot one way or another. My mother would love this with those fried wontons, so I may try to do those in the air fryer. I think that's just too much grease that she's getting from those wontons. Let me get that out of the microwave. Okay. Get that up. Let me go ahead and pour this glaze. I think we better do a whole cup. Because that peas really made it. And just let that cook down. Okay, we'll just let that cook down right there. And at this point, I can go ahead and put my less sodium. I always keep that in the lid of my. I just put a little less sodium soy sauce on this. And put my little lid back on. That goes back in the refrigerator. See, that cornstarch is making it more like a chicken gravy, or kind of a little gravy. get those bamboo shoots down in there so that it all cooks real well. This is cooked down now. I've got the rice flaked. It's steamed. Did well to be minute rice. I leave it in the water as long as possible. I'll salt it just a hair, just so you then cover that and let it kind of air out. That's what'll keep it. I use this just if I don't have time to do the regular rice. So what I'll do now is let's cool down, and I'm going to fix some other if you want to get fancy, you can cup this up and shape it and all that, like you know how they do. Now we'll take our Oriental vegetable and pea and hamburger. And put that right there on top. This is better for us than all that grease. More of your soy sauce. Always keep that little deal in there. Just a little bit on top. There you go. So that's our Texas Oriental food. And you just have to take notes, because this is just from being watching my mother cook this. We don't have no recipe. I'll fix me in a bowl. I always take my rice, and you can cup it if you want to and make a round cup and all that. And I didn't get out any of the Oriental dishes just for this video. I thought, no, I'm not going to do that. I got Mother hers, and now I'm getting me mine. This is so much healthier for you than fast food. It's not exactly homemade, because we did use the Oriental canned choy vegetables, but I feel like it's packed in water, and this is less sodium soy sauce to kick on mine. So this is what we're having for dinner. I wish y'all were here to eat with us. God bless you, and bless the United States. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.